It's Friday, March 15th, and I'm Lisa Rufiange. This is TV7.ca News. This Sunday is St. Patrick's Day, and I would like to thank Choral Collective for helping us get in the Irish mood. On today's broadcast, more big investments in Sturgeon County is coming to fruition. The city wants your opinion, and the RCMP need your help. But first, as TV7.ca mentioned before, this Sunday is St. Patrick's Day. How are you planning on getting your Irish on? Perhaps you'd like to enjoy some quality time with the family and celebrate St. Patrick's Day with the free skating, hot chocolate, and Timbits at the Connects Arena. This family-friendly event runs from 1:45 to 3:15. Or maybe you'd prefer to partake in some green beer with your friends. Let us know in the comments below.
As we told you last week, the city is pleased to announce the nominees for the 10th Annual Mayor's Celebration of the Arts Awards. This year, the city received 41 nominations in 6 categories, including Arts Champion, Emerging Artist, Established Artist, Excellence in Arts Teaching, Youth Artist, and Lifetime Achievement in the Arts. Lifelong St. Albertan Mary Lou Drakenberg is one of the nominees in the Arts Champion category. The actress, puppeteer, producer, teacher, and coach told me what an honor it was to be nominated.
I'm completely honored. I was actually kind of floored. Sometimes you just do what you do. You don't think it's a big deal. When people call me to cast some big commercial, when people come and ask me to produce or coach some project or produce a TV show or do a pilot for them, I don't really think about, oh, it's a big deal. I just do it. So I've never really thought it was a big deal, and then it was when I was nominated for this award, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. People recognize me for doing something quite unique and different, and I am very honored because I love St. Albert. I've lived here all my life, and I've supported a lot of performers and actors and dancers in this community, so it's neat to be recognized for that. And I have worked in the film and television and stage industry for probably most of my life, and I've coached many people from their singing career to their acting career to go on their merry way. I've actually been a coach for very many people to go on to their stardom.
To support Mary Lou and the other nominees, you can get your tickets at the Arden Theatre's box office or Ticketmaster. The event will be held at the Enjoy Centre in partnership with Night of Artists on March 21st.
RCMP are once again asking for your assistance with information regarding an armed robbery that occurred on Saturday evening, March the 9th, at the Booster Juice store located on Hebert Road. It was just after 8:30 p.m. when a lone man entered the store and demanded money while pointing a handgun at the employee. The man left the store on foot with an undisclosed amount of cash. The employee was not physically harmed in the incident and has been connected to the St. Albert Victim Services Unit. The male suspect is described as about 5'10", wearing a black hoodie with the hood up, a black neck warmer covering his face, black gloves, and black shoes with white laces. If you have information about this crime and would like to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers by phone at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. Crime Stoppers does not collect information about your identity, and a tip leading to an arrest may be eligible for a reward of up to $2,000.
Last Friday, at approximately 8 p.m., St. Albert RCMP received a complaint of 4 snowmobiles being driven on the Sturgeon River. Since the noise from the snowmobiles bothers a lot of the neighbors living near the river and driving snowmobiles on the river may impact that ecosystem, St. Albert RCMP would like to take the time to remind everyone that snowmobiles and other off-highway vehicles are not allowed to operate anywhere within the city of St. Albert, including on the river, unless they are being loaded onto a trailer or other vehicle. Section 15 of the St. Albert Traffic Bylaws states, quote, unless engaged in the act of loading or unloading an off-highway vehicle from or onto a trailer or vehicle, no person other than peace officers and city employees shall operate an off-highway vehicle within the city, including on any bodies of water within the city, whether frozen or otherwise. For a complete list of all bylaws for the City of St. Albert, please visit the City of St. Albert website, at www.stalbert.ca.
The city is encouraging residents to provide their input on whether changes should be made to the city's smoking bylaw. An online survey will be available from March 11th to April 1st. City Council is considering changes to the smoking bylaw, including if the smoking and vaping of tobacco should be fully prohibited in outdoor public areas. Currently within St. Albert, as long as it's not prohibited for any other reason through provincial or municipal legislation, public smoking and vaping of tobacco is permitted on park trails, in public parks, and on public sidewalks. The online survey will provide education to residents on St. Albert's current smoking bylaw and the provincial legislation and regulations that are enforced within our city. It will also assist in providing the community's viewpoint to help inform council ahead of any potential changes to the bylaw. A complimentary on-site survey conducted by Leger will occur from March 20th to 31st, 2019. This survey will be available at various locations throughout St. Albert to provide residents with an additional opportunity to participate. The survey results will be presented to St. Albert City Council at the May 13th, 2019 Governance, Priorities and Finance Committee meeting and will be shared with the public on the city's website. To participate in this online survey or to review St. Albert's current smoking bylaw, visit the city website and search Smoking Bylaw Survey.
The Canada-Kuwait Petrochemical Corporation has announced that it will build a $4.5 billion petrochemical complex in Sturgeon County. The project is a joint venture between Canada's Pembina Pipeline Corporation and Kuwait's petrochemical industries company KSC. The two companies will partner in building a fully integrated propane dehydrogenation and polypropylene facility, as well as associated infrastructure, such as pipeline connections, utilities, and rail. It will be strategically located adjacent to Pembina's Redwater Fractionation Complex in Alberta's industrial heartland. When completed, the facility will consume approximately 23,000 barrels per day of local propane from the Pembina Redwater Complex and other regional fractionation facilities. Sturgeon County CAO Regan McCullough says, quote, "We fully support the project, and I believe this investment will help to support Alberta's industrial heartland as an economic driver, which boasts more than $40 billion in current capital investment, which translates to over 6,000 direct and 25,000 indirect jobs. This investment will also support government revenues that fund important initiatives like schools, hospitals, and roads," end quote. Mayor of Sturgeon County, Alana Natu, says, quote, "We've worked very hard to reach this significant milestone, which represents substantial benefits to Sturgeon County through jobs and economic diversification. We thank the province for its support of value-added processing in one of the world's most attractive locations for chemical, petrochemical, oil, and gas investments," end quote. Neither the Sturgeon County Mayor's Office or the two joint companies have said when they are to break ground on the project. Michelle Parker has some tips to help you live a healthy life in Let's Get Fit.
And welcome. Today we're going to be talking about another fitness life hack. So overcoming that no time excuse. In truth, we all have time. We just don't always prioritize ourselves when we plan out our own day. Today we're going to focus on simple ways to overcome your no time excuse. For that busy stay-at-home mom, consider turning exercise into a game with your little ones. Have your little one count your reps while you're working out and encourage them to give you a high five when you completed a set. Engage them in your journey and let them feel that they are part of your success. For the busy business professional, consider walking meetings or lunchtime stair climbs. Get up and get away from your desk, benefiting your overall health and your day's productivity. Share your fitness life hacks in the comments below. Again, you never know when your ideas may inspire another one to move more. All right, everyone, it is time for today's move of the week. We're going to be focusing on a step up or a step down or a step to high knee. So all you need for this is a bench or your stairs at the house Or guess what? Those stairs at the office will do the trick too. All right, so I'm gonna be using the bench that I've got behind us. So we're just gonna pull this out and we'll give this a go. All right, so our move of the week is gonna be our step up to start things off. Bringing your foot up, fully planted on. We're gonna come all the way up, bring that foot to tap, and then bring it all the way back down again. Now you can engage your arms a little bit more or a little bit less, whatever is right for you today. Now the other one we've got is our step down. A little bit of a variation. We're gonna start with our foot up, coming up, and bring it back down. This foot is remain planted the whole time. Now, of course, halfway through, you are gonna switch those legs, so you can choose to do something like 10 reps, or maybe it's 30 seconds. All right, now if you want a little bit more variety, bring it all the way up to a high knee, and let that knee and the elbow connect. So lots of variations. Pick what's right for you. Remember to do both sides. And everyone, from TV7.ca, I'm Michelle Parker. Thanks for joining.
St. Albert Council are always trying to find ways to promote communication with and inclusivity from both residents and businesses. And the Flourish Growing to 100K project is no different. The project was launched in 2018 and encourages residents and business owners alike to get involved and provide input on the options for where and how St. Albert should grow. On behalf of our city's decision makers, you are invited to an open house on March 20th at the St. Albert Curling Club from 5:30 to 8 p.m. to share your vision for the new Municipal Development Plan, or the MDP. All ages are encouraged to participate. Mayor Kathy Heron says, quote, "Our community is becoming more diverse, and we need to think differently about housing, transportation, and community services. Providing feedback throughout the different stages of the MDP process will help us decide the best way to guide our growth." End quote. There will be a presentation at 6 p.m. at the Public Open House on March 20th, where the project team will be available to answer questions and listen to comments from the community. The new MDP will build upon the community vision created in 2014 and 15 and guide the city's growth to a population of 100,000. Through online questionnaires and a city summit in November 2018, hundreds of residents shared their ideas for the city's future. Now in the second phase, emerging goals for the new MDP project have been developed. In addition, numerous pop-up events around the city have been planned for anyone who cannot attend the open house, providing more opportunities for residents to hear about the project and provide input. For more details on Flourish Growing to 100K, visit the city's website.
I'm down here on Aikens Drive near the 7-Eleven, where RCMP are seeking your assistance in identifying two vehicles involved in a hit-and-run collision on Tuesday, February 26th at approximately 11 p.m. A 52-year-old man fell while crossing the street, and as he lay there motionless, a dark-colored truck that was traveling northbound on Alpine Boulevard ran over the man and continued driving. A short time later, a dark-colored vehicle, possibly an SUV, driving southbound on Alpine Boulevard, also ran over the man and continued on without stopping. RCMP recognized that it's possible the drivers did not realize what they hit on the road, but stress it is important that the two drivers contact the police about the collisions. Thankfully, the 52-year-old male resident is recovering in hospital. If you have information about this crime and would like to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers by phone at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. Crime Stoppers does not collect information about your identity. A tip leading to an arrest may be eligible for a reward of up to $2,000. For TV7.ca News, I'm Lisa Rufiange.
Should you file taxes for your small business? Crystal Lucier answers that question on Financial Focus.
I want money.
People say to me, I have a business and it's tax time, what do I do? And my first question for you is, do you have a corporation or do you have a proprietorship? Well, how do you know? A corporation is incorporated. You'll have a certificate of incorporation through the registry or a lawyer. And if you're a proprietorship, a small business that just goes on your personal income tax return, you may have a business license and a registered trade name, but not necessarily have incorporation. You can still have a proprietorship and have a CRA business number. If you have a minute book and that certificate, you are a corporation, and your tax filing date is different than your personal tax filing date. So that's the first thing that's important to know. Proprietorship taxes get filed on your T1, your personal tax forms, during tax season, and have to be filed in the spring with your T1. So it's an additional form that gets included in your personal income tax, depending on the type of business. This is also the same for things like farms and fisheries. I've had people say to me, well, I have business losses. I didn't make any money, or I just started my business at the end of the year. All I have are expenses. Should I even file my business? The answer, yes. The reason that you should file is because those expenses help reduce your income to potentially reduce your income tax payable or give you a tax refund. So if you have a business that has losses in its first year, or you only had expenses because perhaps you started your business in November or December, you want to make sure that those expenses are being claimed on your proprietorship business tax return on your T1 for personal tax season so that you get that credit. It's going to give you that credit on your return, which potentially is saving you tax dollars. So don't skimp yourself by not claiming. The only thing that you need to consider is whether your business is a hobby business. I say to people, if you have a certain type of business where you're creating things perhaps, and maybe you're not charging people for them, you're giving some of those things away as gifts and presents and promo items, but you haven't really invested yourself into the business. Perhaps you have another source of income and this is just a side part-time thing, then it's important that you know that it can be deemed a hobby business. A business is actually something that your intention is to grow and earn income from. If you can't prove that, CRA may deem your business a hobby business, and then we shouldn't be claiming it. The one thing that you do need to know is if you have losses in your business, and we are claiming it, great, let's get that tax refund. However, if you have business use of home expenses, so you have a home office and you have expenses such as mortgage interest, property taxes, condo fees, utilities, those can be written off. Now, if you have a loss already in your business and you're writing off business use of home expenses, those need to be carried forward. They cannot be used to further give you a further loss. So they need to be carried forward, but still claim them, still put them on your return so that you can carry them forward, because they can be a decent amount that you can then use as a claim against your income next year. If you have any additional questions, make sure that you reach out to your professional. These are things that I say to people could potentially leave tax dollars on the table. I'm Crystal Lucier with Preferred Tax Solutions, and this is TV7.ca.
I want money.
On March 6, the St. Albert RCMP Crime Reduction Team executed a search warrant on Sunset Boulevard in St. Albert with the assistance of the St. Albert General Investigative Section and the General Duty Unit. The search was a result of an extensive investigation into possible illegal firearms manufacturing at the residence. RCMP seized a selection of illegal items, including pistols, a machine pistol, and other submachine guns. Other items and numerous rounds of ammunition were also seized. 2 males have been charged as a result of the investigation. Eric Berube, 27 years old, of St. Albert, has been charged with weapon violations, and Adam Sparks, 30 years old, of Edmonton, has been charged with 3 criminal code weapons violations. The safety and security of St. Albert is the top priority to St. Albert RCMP and the Crime Reduction Unit, says Inspector Pam Robinson, Detachment Commander of the St. Albert RCMP. Seizing the illegal firearms and removing them from the streets will keep all of our residents safe.
While inspiring the community to eat well by providing an alternative to fast food is Splash Juicery's mission, and they are today's Business Spotlight.
Hi, I'm Camille Campus from Splash Juicery here in St. Albert. We are St. Albert's only organic cold-pressed juicery. Come in and see what we have. So a cold press system allows the juice to retain a lot more of the nutrients than other forms of juicing. So we're just pressing the juice through a cloth bag essentially with a hydraulic press. So we're not heating the juice up by running it through a spinning blade, for example. One of our specialties is in juice cleanses. So you can do a cleanse for any number of days where you're just going to be drinking juice and taking a break from solid food. We have a number of other healthy cleanses as well. So food-based, smoothie-based, just to fit people's lifestyle. So that's one thing we do. You can choose between a fully green juice cleanse or a regular cleanse with more of a variety of fruits and vegetables. So depending on your taste and your preference, that kind of thing. Everything is all pre-packaged, ready for you. We give you some tea, we give you the juice and some supplements. So all you have to do is just go through your regular, schedule and not worry about any meals. So you just have all your juice for the day kind of thing. St. Albert is a very health-conscious community. I think we find a good home here in terms of people are always striving for ways to stay healthy, ways to stay active. So we just want to provide, a good quick stop for people on the go to grab something good. So a lot of people are looking for alternatives these days. So gluten-free, dairy-free, grain-free increasingly, as well as looking at higher protein diets and that kind of thing. So we offer a lot of different options for that. For example, a lot of our desserts are gluten-free, dairy-free, and containing vegan ingredients as well.
And that's all she wrote this week. If you have any community events or news you'd like to share with our viewers, please send us an email at news@tv7.ca. From all of us at tv7.ca, I'm Paul Hukalak. Have a great day.